The Fan.
We have a lot to get to today. This is going to be very random, but I saw this and I had to bring this up on the show. So I was perusing football content yesterday, and I saw a video. Well, I saw a link to a video that was sent out on social media. So I clicked it, and on it was a video of Russell Wilson saying, "Let's go Hawks." And I went, "What's this about?" And I went and looked it up. So the Seattle Seahawks are celebrating their 50th year as an organization.
Wow, this is the 50th season, huh?
50th season. And in doing so, they've created top 50 players in franchise history.
Okay.
Okay? Now, you go through this, you get a lot of the names you'd expect. Hutchinson, right?
Steve
Largent.
Cortez Kennedy.
Walter Jones.
A lot of obvious
Kenny
answers.
Easley.
Matt Hasselbeck.
Matt Hasselbeck.
We could probably do this for a while.
Yeah.
There'd be a
Kurt
couple
Warner.
names.
We
Kurt
want the
Warner,
ball, and
Chevrolet.
we're going to win.
Yes. Yeah. Richard
I
Sherman.
felt bad for that Kurt Warner
Why?
to get overshadowed. He's the forgotten Kurt Warner.
Bobby Ingram. I mean, we could just play that game, right?
Sure.
There's a name on this list, and if a Seahawk fan is listening and I'm off base, please put me in my place. I'm asking out of curiosity. Why is Devon Witherspoon a top 50 Seahawk already?
Already a top 50 Seahawk.
He made the list. They kicked off the video. I went and watched the video. So the video is a put together thing of them calling all the players. Like Marshawn calls Richard Sherman. He calls Cam Chancellor. They're all calling each other, right? The old guys, the new guys, the not too long ago guys. But it kicks off with, Devon, you made it. And I just went, how is Devon Witherspoon done enough in his career? And I know 50's a lot, but
He's a really good player, but yeah, he's only been in the NFL for 2 seasons.
Yeah. I mean, 50, I mean.
You're telling me
Yeah.
there's not somebody else that just had a little bit longer track record? I mean, I'm assuming the entire Legion of Boom has to be in there
yeah.
because they won a Super Bowl.
There's all of Lofa Tatupu.
Yeah.
I mean, there are names on here that are going to throw you back, and then also you go, yeah, that's Daryl Jackson.
Tavares Jackson.
Matt Flynn.
Are we going back to like Jim Zorn?
Yeah,
Zorn
no, they're
Yeah.
using the whole history of the franchise here. And
Yeah, that's a little too early.
I think
2
he's
years
gonna-
into his career.
he's going to be a good player.
Yeah, that's one in like 2 to 3 years. You have no problem if this continues and he's going to Pro Bowls and getting all pro votes and all that kind of stuff. But 2 years into your career to say you're one of the 50 greatest players in the history of the franchise, I don't know if I could do that.
Well, but here's my
Bosworth.
theory.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I don't think he's on that.
One of the most iconic moments in Seahawks history.
Here's
Him
my
getting
thinking on
Trucked
it.
in the end zone.
I think that they put him on there for contract negotiations purposes.
See, we made you a
I'm-
top 50 Hawk.
You're already a top 50 Hawk, baby. Go to
Yeah.
the top 20.
You want to be one of the all-time greats? You want to climb into that top 10?
I totally believe there's an ulterior motive.
I have
with
no
that.
other reason to believe than that because, like, why would you put him on there? He's done. I think he's made 2 Pro Bowls. but
DK
I'm like,
Metcalf on there?
yeah.
Okay, Lockett's got to be on there.
Lockett's on there.
Yeah.
Baldwin's on there.
Baldwin's got to be on there, yeah.
Like 2 Pro Bowls. Yeah, Pro Bowl's a joke now, man.
Yeah,
It's
Pro Bowl doesn't mean what it used to mean.
not at all.
All the
All
guys
Pro
up-
NFL
yeah.
is different.
Yeah, that's
all
still a big
pro.
deal.
Yeah,
that's a big deal.
When you're all pro. He was 4th in defensive rookie of the year voting his rookie season.
I mean,
That's
nobody
good.
cares about 4th.
No, he got votes.
He was
That's
fine.
a
He was
good
good,
year.
obviously.
Nobody's saying he's a bad player.
No, I think he
Yeah.
could be a good player.
But top 50 of all time is a little weird. I'm trying to think of an analogy for like a Blazer fan of who would be the guy who was clearly a very good player 2 years into his career that then somehow was named one of the top 50 players
So,
in the history of the franchise.
I got it. If Tumani Kamara makes all defense NBA next year again and we put him on,
I feel like, yeah.
that'd be similar to me.
Would
like,
he be a top 50 player in Blazer history?
well, how many players in Blazers history have made back-to-back all-NBA defensive
Well, let's go right now
teams?
because he's 2 years into his career,
Yeah.
right? Because he played last year was his rookie year, and then this year was year 2. So there's a comp there. Year 2, he was better than year 1. He was an all-defensive player
football's-
this year.
And football has how many more players than
Football
a
has a
basketball
lot
team?
more players
Yeah,
than
so,
basketball, yeah. But I like as of right now, you wouldn't say Kamara is a top 50 player in Blazer history, would you?
I wouldn't. No.
No.
This was his second year, by the way. You said rookie year?
Last year was, this was year
last-
2. That's
yeah,
what I'm saying.
year
They're
two,
comparable.
sorry,
They've both been in the league for 2 years.
Right, and he made all NBA.
This year he was
defense.
all NBA
Yeah.
this year.
Yeah.
And he's been, Witherspoon's been a Pro Bowler twice. I think he was all pro as a rookie.
I'm pretty sure I could put 50 Blazers.
You could come
there.
up with 50 names
Now, hold
before
on.
you got to Kamara.
Is like a Twardnick on that list over a Tamani Kamara?
He won a championship. His number's retired.
Is Larry Steele on that list
I
over
went to
Tamani
Larry
Kamara?
Steele's basketball camp. I didn't go to Kamara's basketball
That's
camp
a
when I
good
was a
point.
kid.
That's a great point.
Where is Kamara's basketball camp?
Might be in Belgium. I don't know.
When he's got a basketball camp, we'll
I
put him
don't-
top 50.
Brussels might have something happening this
I
summer.
mean, you can think of a handful of names just in the last 10 years of guys that he's not ahead of. You go back to the conference finals teams in 99, 2000. There's a chunk of guys on those teams that you would put ahead
doing
of
this. I kind of like this.
I mean, you would.
Let's say he makes All NBA defense again next year, and
well,
let's,
again, that's year 3. So is Witherspoon going to have a great year 3? Is he an All-Pro guy 2 times in 3 years?
Well, but let's do
changes
this-
the equation a little bit.
Let's do this logically. Let's say Witherspoon has another good year, but makes Pro Bowl and gets close to All-Pro consideration. I'm trying to comp it as close as we can. I think Tamani is the best example, but we have to assume he makes all defensive team again next year.
If he did it again next year, I wouldn't have a problem putting him as a top 50 Blazer of all time.
Really?
I mean, we don't have that good of a history.
He's 12 points per game.
We haven't played in an NBA Finals game in 30
but we've
years.
had finals teams.
How many of them? How many teams have we put in the finals?
How many just in the 90s would you put on that?
finals teams? What have we? 3 times we've been in the finals as
Hold
a
on,
franchise.
but like the starting 5 of the finals
5 would
90s
go in there.
teams?
Cliffy would go in
Yeah.
there.
Oh, there's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
And then
You're forgetting how many names 50 is. 50
No,
is a
I
lot
know.
of names.
I did this with the Seahawk list. I went,
Because
50 is a lot.
I'll give you the 99 2000s teams. You want to go that whole damn roster if you want to put them on, that's fine. You want to put 10 guys from that era on, that's cool.
Most of it.
Dame, LaMarcus, CJ, you go
Steve Kerr's not going to be
Well,
on
then
a
you've
top
got
50 all-time
then you got the
Blazers list.
championship
Dude, he's
team.
clutch.
So Walton, Maurice Lucas.
Yeah.
And now you're up to like 25. You're halfway there. Is Carmelo Anthony on the top 50 Blazer list of all
Top
time?
50
Hollins
moments in
goes
franchise
on.
history.
Darius Miles.
Rashid, Damon.
Sit here, act like we got some rich
Zebo.
history.
Zebo would be
We
on
haven't
that
done anything
list.
relevant in a
Steve
quarter
Smith go on that?
century.
Would Steve Smith go on the list before?
No, he was here for what, 2 seasons?
God, I love Steve Smith, though.
I did. I love.
Can Walt Williams be on that list just for the nostalgia and the socks?
Does anybody else?
Can his socks be a top 50 guy?
Anybody else see Steve Smith and just hear Stuart Scott? Mookie.
Yeah.
And think Mookie Blaylock as
Every
well.
time. Every time.
That was a big 3, Mookie Blaylock, Steve Smith, and Mutombo.
God, I love those Hawk jerseys,
Jim
too.
Paxson is on that list.
Yeah.
See, this is my point.
Ainge.
Danny
Is
Ainge.
Danny Ainge a top 50 Blazer of all time?
Why not? Throw it to him. Now you're at like 27.
Tamani
You know-
Kamara ahead of Steve Blake.
I think you're making a good point.
You got 23
50
names
is
to go.
a bigger number than
Yeah.
you'd give it credit.
That's a big number.
That's a lot of players.
Yeah, and to Swag's point, it's harder to do. Like basketball, to come up with 50 names is more difficult because there's not as many guys. Like
Jeff
you got
Petry's on that list.
Yeah, at least there's 22 on a
in
football
it's
team.
like you got all the offensive
Yeah.
linemen, defensive linemen, any quarterback with a pulse in Seattle history. You're going to throw.
There's
on
a
there.
few names on here that I admittedly was like, I don't have a history of them.
Never heard that name before.
Jeff Bryant.
Yeah, I don't know.
I can't claim to act like I know much about Jeff Bryant in Seahawk history.
I got nothing with Jeff
Jacob
Bryant.
Green.
Nothing with
Oh,
Jacob,
Green was a beast.
Hey, I'll believe you. You could
Sure.
say anything
Yeah.
to me and I'll believe you at this point. I'm just telling you, I don't have went through it. Who else was on this? There was 2 kickers. John Ryan made the list.
John Ryan, top
Wow.
50.
So did Michael Dixon.
Oh, Dixon. Well,
They had 2
didn't they just
punters.
extend him with a
Okay.
big contract?
I
He's been a
mean,
really good kicker.
yeah,
for
he's
them.
a great punter.
Yeah. So was John Ryan,
John,
Pickles owner,
yes,
the big pickle,
he faked a field goal
Ginger Pickle.
in the NFC title game.
Absolutely, friend of the program, John Ryan.
Yes.
John Ryan has been on the show before.
But yeah, this is Brian Millard.
All of a sudden, this is a little less controversial 2 years into his career as you continue
Are
to
we
name
concluding Devon Witherspoon?
Top 50 of all time.
Indeed, top 50.
I
of all
retract
time.
my take from the opening of the segment. He is very deserving of being top 50 of all time.
Yeah, it is an interesting list, and it's a good play by the Seahawks to get ahead of those contract negotiations.
Look at that, top 50, baby.
Dude, come
top
on, man.
50.
You're a franchise history player. We got to keep you here. What's it going to take?
And if you have a slightly disappointing year this year, you can say, well, we do have top 50 Seahawk of all time, Witherspoon in the secondary.
So are we concluding collectively as a group as we go? Tamani Kamara makes all defensive team again next year, first, second, whatever.
I mean, the more I think about it, he might already be on the list, to be honest with you. He might be like 49.
I don't think so yet.
But if he does it
I
next
want
year,
to play I want you, like, you're not going to do it, but throughout the course of the show today, we can add this to our
Oh.
rankings. See how many names
give
you
us
could come
five
up
a
with.
set. Give us 5 a break.
Okay.
5 a break.
I'm going to have to go back through the annals of Blazer history.
You do your anals.
You go through the
and
you
you
go
give
through
me
the
5 a
annals
break,
and you let us know.
We'll go through your anals,
and I want to know how many names you come up
and
with.
we'll try to get to 50. Okay?
I don't know if there's 50. The more I think about it, I genuinely don't know.
I would have Drazen Petrovic on the list before.
Oh, R.I.P.
Tumani.
Yeah.
How many years did he play in a Blazer uniform?
Not that long.
Not that long,
But a lot of people more know him as a net.
Yes.
Sadly.
And he was also a guy that he was a woulda, coulda, shoulda been in his career. Everybody remembers that.
Detlef Schrempf.
He played here for a season and a half.
Yeah, it wasn't very long.
95 career games as a Blazer. He averaged 7 points per game.
He's the original Jermaine O'Neal.
Yes, because then he went to the Nets and he was really good. He averaged 20 a
bucket
game
at the
back-to-back
Nets.
years.
Yeah.
He turned into a really good player.
Yeah, Dirt's right. Start putting your list together and sprinkle them at us every once in a while of name them off randomly during a segment so we can see if you can get to 50 without Tamani Kamara.
Yeah.